Hey everyone, welcome to Kicking with Kipes. I'm Kipes and today is January the 22nd, 2025. We had only 4 games on the schedule, but there was a little bit of drama in some of the games, so let's waste no time and let's get right into it. We are here in Kipes Corner, Kipes Cave, whatever you want to call it, but the wall seems a little bit empty right now. We are still putting up posters, but it's coming together. Everything looks really good. Got to give credit to my wife. She did all the stuff right on the shelves right here, but at the same time, everything's coming together. Everything's starting to look really good. So thank you for joining. This should be a good video. Our first game of the day is the Boston Bruins taking on the New Jersey Devils, where the Boston Bruins, they lay an absolute stinky egg and lose to the New Jersey Devils 5-1. The New Jersey Devils, they desperately needed this win and they got it in very impressive fashion. They were on a 4-game losing streak heading into this game, but thanks to Nico Hischier, captain of the New Jersey Devils, he got a goal and 2 assists in this game, leading his team by example to the win. Another couple players that stood out in this game, Dawson Mercer, he had 2 goals in this game. Dougie Hamilton, former Calgary Flame, he had a goal and an assist, while Timo Myers, he also had 2 assists. So some players stepping up big time for the New Jersey Devils in this game. The New Jersey Devils, they were 1-2-2 in their past 5 games, so very under impressive, very mediocre in their past 5 games, but they are still 27-17-6. So they are still very good, very close to the top of the leaderboard in the Eastern Conference. They should have no issue heading into the playoffs, but at the same time, there is an injury concern for the New Jersey Devils. Jacob Markstrom, their starting goaltender, he went down early in the second period. Jake Allen, he had to come in and made 16 saves in relief, so they needed him to come up and be productive in the right time. Coming in cold is not easy in the NHL, but he did it. Markstrom, he allowed 1 goal on only 7 shots. Sheldon Keefe came out after the game saying he will be missing some time, so if you have Jacob Markstrom on your fantasy team, I would suggest putting him either on IR or dropping him for the time being. Depending on how your fantasy leagues run, but he will be out for maybe not significant amount of time, but he will be out for an undisclosed time. But Keith made it seem like it's going to be a couple weeks maybe. The Boston Bruins did pay for their actions while injuring Jacob Markstrom, because Justin Brazeau, he was the one that ran into Markstrom, injuring him, and Brazeau, he got the goaltender interference call on the play. So Dougie Hamilton takes advantage of that and scores on the power play. So it was kind of good, kind of bad for the Devils. They did get that goal that they needed en route to the victory, but at the same time, they desperately want to have a good goaltender. They do have Jake Allen to come in, and he is a solid goaltender, but Jacob Markstrom is Jacob Markstrom, and he's having an outstanding first season as a New Jersey Devil. For the Boston Bruins, they are now 23-20-6. Morgan Geekie was the lone goal scorer for the Bruins today. The Bruins, they are 3-1-1 in their past 5 games, so they are doing pretty good as of now, but at the same time, they desperately need to keep going and keep putting up points unless they want to not make the playoffs, because there's a lot of teams, Montreal, Tampa, Ottawa, Columbus, we'll talk about them soon, but all these teams are going to be sneaking up behind them, and if they are not careful, they will be overcome by those teams. Jeremy Swayman, he was in net until he let 4 goals in on 29 shots. Jonas Korpisalo, he came in relief, made 5 saves on 6 shots, so he only had a period to deal with, but at the same time, he dealt with that period decently. He still let a goal in, but like I said with Jake Allen, he came in cold, and it's very tough to do that. Like I said before, Morgan Geekie got the lone goal in this game, but he got the first goal of the game, so Bruins were winning this game until, it just went down straight hill. They scored with like 6 minutes into the game and just couldn't produce diddly squat for the rest of the game, so pretty disappointing for the Bruins. So the Boston Bruins, they lose 5-1 against the New Jersey Devils in New Jersey on Wednesday night. Our next game is in the city of Toronto, Ontario, where the Maple Leafs are hosting the Columbus Blue Jackets, and the Columbus Blue Jackets, they lay an absolute beatdown on the Toronto Maple Leafs, winning 5-1, thanks all to Adam Fantilli. Adam Fantilli, he scores his first career NHL hat-trick. Congratulations to him. On home ice, technically for him. He is from just about 45 minutes north of Toronto, so he had a bunch of family and friends in the stands getting his first NHL career hat trick in front of his family. What an absolutely amazing thing to do. That must feel so good for his family, so good for him, just to let alone getting your first career NHL hat trick, but to do it technically on home ice, just so cool. To be a little bit more specific, Fantilli said after morning skate today that he would have about 70 family or friends, 70 family or friends in the stands watching him play. So he put on a show for them. They got their money's worth, even though they probably didn't pay for the tickets. But Fantilli, he just performed at the highest level for his family and friends. Just so amazing, so cool. What a moment for the Fantilli family and friends. For the Columbus Blue Jackets, Luca Del Bel Belou's former Sarnia Sting, he has one of the best names to say in hockey right now. He got a goal and an assist. Very good game from the youngster. Elvis was in the building tonight. Merzlikins, he made 29 saves for the Columbus Blue Jackets, and they improve to 23, 18, and 7. They are very good right now. They are very hot. I should have picked them in my predictions. I was going to, but the Leafs were also doing very good, winning 3 in a row. But I pay for my consequences. But at the same time, they are 7-1-1 in their past 9 games. Very impressive from the Blue Jackets right now. With about 5 or so minutes left in the first period, Elvis Merzlikins, he had to stand very tall on William Nylander on the breakaway. That could have easily been the TSN turning point, turning the tide of this game. The Columbus Blue Jackets, they probably fed off that big performance from their goaltender and just took that momentum for the rest of the game, just completely taking it over. Former Toronto Maple Leaf James Van Riemsdyk, he was one of my favorite players when he was a Maple Leaf. Arguably my favorite player. Obviously, I have his jersey. I got to see him at the Winter Classic where I wore this jersey, but at the same time, he is now an enemy. It's another former Leaf scoring against the Maple Leafs. It happens almost every game. If you were a betting man, I am not, but if you are or were, you should bet money every time if there's a former Leaf playing to either get a point or a goal, because it's almost, I would say 95% guaranteed that they are going to produce. Austin Matthews, he scored in this game. He was the lone goal scorer. Dennis Hildeby, the Hildebeest, not very beastie right now. He made 14 saves in this game, got the loss. The Leafs are now 30-17-2. They had won 3 in a row, like I just mentioned, but at the same time, this was a big stinky game for them. They have to take this and just walk away from it. I'm starting to wonder, like, where is Anthony Stolarz? Where they said he was week to week. They put him on IR, but at the same time, it's been a long time since we've even heard his name, or at least I've heard his name in any reporting. I haven't heard a single thing. Do they start looking for a goaltender? Hildeby doesn't seem to be it. This is his second time this season getting absolutely shelled by the Blue Jackets in specific. But at the same time, Matt Murray, he played good for 1 game for them this year. Hildeby, he's kind of been meh for them. So there was another injury for the Leafs tonight too on forward. Hopefully that's not long-term either. Pacioretty went onto IR today. Tavares is on IR. I feel like a move should be imminent for the Toronto Maple Leafs just to improve themselves and before the ship starts sinking big time. Like I just said, there was another injury. Forward Matthew Knies, he went down, did not return to this game in the second period. He collided with Columbus Blue Jackets Kirill Marchenko. They slid into a linesman, fell down awkwardly, and Knies did not return, so that is not good news. Hopefully it's just a little pull of a muscle that can get massaged and better for the next game, because the Leafs cannot lose that type of player, and if they have to, oh boy, is that going to be thin pickings for the lineup every night for a little bit. Just not good whatsoever for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Also, can we just talk about the Matthews penalty early in the game today? For some context, he lost his stick in a scrum. Elvis Merzlikins, goaltender for the Columbus Blue Jackets, he also lost his stick in the scrum. So Merzlikins. Let's start off with Merzlikins. He took Matthews' stick off the ice and used it as his own because he couldn't reach his goalie stick. So Matthews picks up his Elvis Merzlikins' stick and tries to use it as a player stick, which is just wild. I don't think I've ever heard of or ever seen that in my life. It was actually hilarious. One of the funniest moments of the season so far. But Austin Matthews, he drops it really quickly, and I'm like, what the heck's going on? But it's because he got a penalty on the play for using another stick. And I don't know why. I know it's a penalty if you try to use a broken stick, which is all fine and dandy. I don't care. But at the same time, he was using a good stick, but it wasn't his own, but so was the goalie. The goalie is always given a different stick if he loses his own, a defenseman hands it to him. But at the same time, why is Merzlikins allowed to do it, but not Matthews? Somebody please clarify this for me. I don't think it should have been a penalty. If one is allowed to do it, the other should be allowed to do it. If not, coinciding, whatever. They should both get penalties at the same time, if that's the case. But at the same time, I don't think either should have been a penalty, or Matthew should have gotten the penalty. I think it's bull. So let's see why, if there's an explanation why, but at the same time, it was hilarious. Let's see. I'm just genuinely curious why that was a penalty. So Adam Fantilli impresses in front of his family and friends. He scores a hat trick. The Columbus Blue Jackets dump on the Toronto Maple Leafs, winning 5-1. What an exciting game of hockey we just watched. The Colorado Avalanche versus the Winnipeg Jets, a very likely scenario for the Western Conference Finals. I hope that's it, because sometimes these matchups happen in the first or second round, and then that is technically like the Stanley Cup final. It's such a good series that it shouldn't have been wasted in the earlier rounds. But let's hope it happens in the Western Conference Finals. What a matchup. What a good game this was. The Winnipeg Jets win 3-2 in overtime thanks to Neil Pionk. Pionk, he scored 17 seconds into the game. That's kind of coincidental. They were missing their captain, Adam Lowry, number 17. So kind of fitting, kind of cool. Very early in overtime, Pionk took it into the Colorado Avalanche zone, slapped it, Pionked it right top of the circle, right past Blackwood. What an amazing shot. He crushed that puck into the back of the net. Other goal scorers for the Winnipeg Jets, Morgan Barron and Gabriel Velarde, they both scored. Josh Morrissey and Vlad Nemestikov each had 2 assists for the Winnipeg Jets in tonight's game. Very good efforts from some players on that team. The Jets, they are very good. I should not have picked them against them in my predictions. I should know better by now. The Jets just seem to have the Colorado Avalanche's number, and I just wanted to do it in spite of my coworker, and that kicked me right in the butt. Connor Hellebuyck, the all-star, probably Vezina winning goalie, he made 25 saves in the winning effort, and he got a primary assist on Pionk's game-winning goal in overtime. So he just had an outstanding game. He even added a point. For the Colorado Avalanche, Nathan MacKinnon got the lone goal early in the second period. McKinnon's home point streak extends to 12 games, 7 goals and 12 assists for 19 points in 12 games at home. He is absolutely such a good, amazing, outstanding, impressive, just every word in the dictionary that can describe this player. He is so good. Cale Makar, Calgary's very own, he also had a goal in this game for the Avalanche. They dropped to 28-19-2, while the Jets, they improved to 32-14-3, just having an outstanding season. The Colorado Avalanche, though, they have lost 3 of 4 games as of late, so they need to start picking it back up. They were in the wild card last time I checked, so they are not a shoo-in for the playoffs, but you would kind of assume that they are. But there are teams that are crawling around in the playoff picture. Calgary is sneaking around there. They haven't played since Saturday, so we will see how they are doing tomorrow night when there's 11 games. But we will see how the Colorado Avalanche do. They need to start picking it up big time. Mackenzie Blackwood was in net for the Colorado Avalanche. He made 22 saves in the losing effort. The Winnipeg Jets, they win it early, 17 seconds into overtime thanks to Neil Pionk, and they win 3-2. Our last game of the evening is in Los Angeles, where the Kings are taking on the Florida Panthers, and the LA Kings, they come from behind and win 2-1. Adrian Kempe of the LA Kings, he is having a very good run of games as of late. He scored in his 4th straight game. Samuel Helenius, I think is how you say it, he got his first career NHL goal. Congratulations to you. That is an amazing accomplishment. The Kings, they are now 26-14-5, and they have now won for the second time in their past 6 games. So they are on a little bit of a weaker point of their but weaker point of their season. They haven't been winning too many games, but they are still a very good hockey team. Darcy Kemper was in net for the LA Kings. He made 26 saves in the winning effort, allowing 1 goal or fewer for the 6th time in his past 7 starts. He is absolutely red hot. It is very hard to beat Darcy Kemper right now. This was one of the predictions that I got right. I said the LA Kings were going to win this one. So in total, I was 2 for 2 in tonight's video. 50%, not very good, but I'll take it where I can get it. That's not too bad. The Jets, they screwed me over like I'd mentioned, but we'll get past it. Evan Rodriguez of the Florida Panthers, he got the lone goal for them. He got Sam Askevich, he got an assist on that goal. It was a power play goal for the Florida Panthers, so that's good for their special teams. Spencer Knight was in net. He got a loss in this game, making 26 saves. But Knight, he seems to be extremely good in a game or extremely boring. He only let in 2 goals tonight, and that's not horrible, but at the same time, they need more consistency from him in net. Granted, this was the second game of a back-to-back for the Florida Panthers, so their legs are probably tired. That is not a very good excuse, but you are expecting teams to be a little bit lackluster in the second game of a back-to-back, so it's kind of understandable, especially coming up against a very good team in the LA Kings. Back to Samuel Helenius. He got his first career NHL goal tonight. It was his 25th game, so he had to wait. He had to be patient for his first goal, but it doesn't matter when it comes. It came, and what a moment for Samuel. It was kind of a scrappy goal, but they don't ask how, they ask how many, and Samuel Helenius now has 1. It was a scrambled play. Spencer Knight, goaltender, he was face down on the ice. He had no idea where the puck was, so Helenius came swooping in, backhanded it over the top of the scrum into the back of the net. The place went ballistic. 79, you know he's a rookie. That is such an obscure number unless he has a reason to have 79, but what a moment for that kid. So not too much else to talk about from this game. The LA Kings, they win at home 2-1 Wednesday night. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the background. There will be more crap hanging up eventually right there, but I am so impressed with what my wife did. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys like the look of it so far. I will, once everything is up, there's still tons of crap all over the floor. But once everything's up, I will do Kipes HQ, Kipes Corner, Kipes Cave, whatever you, let me know in the comments what you guys think it should be. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night. There's 11 games on the schedule. We will see you tomorrow for my recap, or for my predictions, I should say. And we will see you then. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Have a great night.